Welcome to the place where we can talk about TV. Let's do some news. First up, Homeland. I thoroughly enjoyed seasons 1 and 2. Claire Danes just gave the performance of a lifetime, and the show was consistently good. Every episode was like, Season 3 I thought was just a mess. It was all over the place, it was disconnected, and it didn't use these really deep characters in meaningful enough ways. I didn't finish season 4 yet, but it seems to be back on track. It's not as good as seasons 1 or 2, but it's good. Well, we have some news about season 5. And it appears that things are going to be changing up a little bit. Homeland writer Alex Gansa says, "We're going to jump 2.5 years forward. We're going to shoot the show in Europe, probably in Germany. And Carrie will no longer be an intelligence officer." What? A change of scenery is well and good. Is that a saying, well and good? It's well and good. If it's not a gimmick just trying to breathe new life into the show. Like some shows tend to do. We don't have any details as to what kind of political drama Carrie will be involved in this time, but we do know it's probably going to be tackling something different than the Muslim world versus the US. Which is great, but it's going to be Russians. It's going to be Russians, isn't it? Come on, Homeland. Do better. Who would you like to see as the bad guy on season 5? Here's something I don't talk about often: Netflix. That's funny because I talk about Netflix all the time. So a while ago I went through all the new shows that's going to be hitting Netflix over the next couple of months. You can find that video here. Well, now it appears that we're going to be getting a new show. Between is a survivalist thriller about a small town that's being plagued by some mysterious illness that kills everybody except for anyone that's 21 years old or under. At first, it kind of sounded like a show that's gonna be like the 100, which I didn't like at all. But after reading a bit about it and watching the teaser trailer, it actually looks pretty cool and dark and intense. Just like fellow Netflix shows The Fall and Peaky Blinders, it's going to be 6 one-hour episodes, with one exception. It's going to be released on a weekly basis. What? Netflix, what? That is not how we binge. Anyway, it has something to do with a distribution deal because it's gonna be aired on some other network as well, but not cool. I'm used to getting it all in my face like in one day. Between starts May 21st and will not be available in Canada because of reasons. As you may or may not know, NBC is making a mini-series about Charles Manson and the Helter Skelter cult and the Sharon Tate murder, all that story. The show stars David Duchovny as a Los Angeles police officer in pursuit of Manson, who is played by Gethin Anthony, that guy from Game of Thrones. The show is called Aquarius and it just got a date, May 28th. Well, obviously this looks really good and I am going to watch it, but I do see some issues with making another TV show or movie or anything really that almost celebrates a person like Charles Manson or any other murderer, serial killer person that did horrible things that had a movie or a TV show made about him or her. I mean, there are probably mentally deranged people out there that will see something like this and say, well, if I do something insane and just kill a bunch of people, they'll make a movie about me. And they're right, they will. I don't know, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Moving on to the next story, Game of Thrones just released the titles and plot summaries for the 3 first episodes of Season 5. Holy shit, let's do this! Season 5, Episode 1. The Wars to Come. Cersei and Jaime adjust to a world without Tywin. Varys reveals a conspiracy to Tyrion. Dany faces a new threat to her rule. Jon is caught between 2 kings. Season 5, Episode 2. The House of Black and White. Arya arrives in Braavos. Pod and Brienne run into trouble on the road. Cersei fears for her daughter's safety in Dorne as Ellaria Sand seeks revenge for Oberyn's death. Stannis tempts Jon. An advisor tempts Dany. Season 5, Episode 3. High Sparrow. In Braavos, Arya sees the many-faced god. In King's Landing, Queen Marjorie enjoys her new husband. Tyrion and Varys walk the long bridge of Volantis. Aw, yeah. I like Game of Thrones. Moving right along to our final story in a city of pain and death, and why would anyone ever live there ever? Gotham. It appears that Jada Pinkett Smith, aka Fish Mooney, will not be returning for Gotham Season 2. And I can't blame her for moving out. It looks like a shitty place to live. Mooney, of course, has the luxury of not being from the Batman comics, so we can only guess what happens to her. My guess is they're going to kill her dead in the series finale. That's my guess. Not sure how or who yet. Goodbye, Fish. You were probably the best performance on Gotham. So my question for you is about the Charles Manson thing. Do you think there is any moral problem with making a show or a movie or any form of art really about someone that did horrible things? And also on a lighter note, what's your theory about Fish Mooney? How do you think they're gonna get rid of her on Gotham? If you're finding binge watchers for the first time, welcome! We talk about TV Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with reviews, facts, news, all kinds of good stuff. Click right there on that big subscribe button to join in on the fun, or just check out some of these other videos on the channel. What am I doing?